So here we go. Good evening, everybody. It's great to have you all here. We're going to do the article we were doing as before. So, hi Valentine, great to see you. Shalom Renyard, great to see you. Okay, we're going to meet, have lots of people coming in. I have a feeling today. And yes, hi Manji as well. Hi Victor. Hi Patricia. Hi Mustafa. Hi Sheed. Hi Roland. Hi Laxina. And who else is here as well? Hi Azimula. And hi Roland, definitely. Okay, I've probably left some people out. So, hi Count Beauty, great to see you. Our thoughts are with you. We hope you're fine. And hi Navanitha as well. Wonderful to have you. And good evening Vitali and Jerry as well. Wow, lots of people coming in right at the beginning. Yes, it's just started. Good evening Amin. Good evening Say. And okay, that's brilliant. So let's see. What was this article about? Oh yes, this was about mindfulness and this practice of this breathing meditation, thinking about mindfulness. And they say that it can make you more selfish and more self-centered. So good evening Saroj. Hi Ronan, I even made a note for you. Yeah, so Ronan, you said opaque and transparent. Yes, opaque is or transparent is the opposite of opaque, but diaphanous is also a good opposite. If something's diaphanous, it's very, very thin and you can see through it. Yeah, so I don't know, there was a girl wearing a diaphanous dress, very thin material, and you could see through it. You can't see through it 100%. Maybe if she was wearing a transparent plastic dress, then very definitely. Good to have you, Vitali. Great, he's really great. And Iska as well, that's great. And Polyglot. Kali, hi Kali. Khalil, not Kali, Khalil. So hi Polyglot. I'm going to call you Polyglot anyway. And okay, so let's see. Let me put the first question in place. Very definitely. I was thinking about it, Ronan, so I thought I wrote a note because I was pretty sure you were going to turn up today. So that's brilliant. Wonderful to have you all. Okay, so we're going to start any second now when it appears on the screen, which it should do. Okay, and such effects shouldn't discourage us from meditating, stresses Hafenbrack, but may change when and how we choose to do it. While some have viewed it as an antidote, panacea, prescription, potion, mindfulness meditation is a specific practice with specific psychological effects, he says, and we need to be a bit more, well, mindful about these effects. So, hi Alessandra, hi Eugenie. Yeah. Okay, and good governance, hi there, how are you? Great to have you. Okay, so, some have viewed it as an antidote. Mindfulness, it's a meditation technique where you think about either the whole world, or you think about yourself, you think about the present, you think about your position in the world, or maybe just and clearing your mind. Yeah, okay, thinking about your position in the world. It's a meditation technique. So let's see, here we go, time to rock and roll. And Vitali says panacea, Laxina goes for antidote, and Count Beauty goes for panacea, MG for antidote, Maria T for panacea, Valentine for panacea, Sheed for antidote, Renyard for panacea, Manji for panacea, Ronan for panacea, and Jerry for antidote. Great to have you, Manish, wonderful to see you, and AK, wonderful to see you, and Patricia goes for panacea as well. I'm thinking about calling you 47, AK, but I'll think about it. So, Roland says antidote or panacea. You're going to have to get off the fence, Roland. Good evening, Williams. Panacea for you. So what's the noun for the act of blowing on something with your mouth? A blow. Give it a blow. Yeah, give your a blow. I guess a blow as well. Yeah. But be careful with this, a blow, because a blow is easily confused with a hit. Okay, so let's see. We've got quite a few examples. I'm not done watching your latest two. Well, you will get there, VG. So let's see. Some have viewed it as, what is an antidote? Are we voting on which word you think should do? Panacea. Nobody knows what that means. Try using it in a conversation. Yeah, you can use panacea in a conversation, very definitely. You could use all of these words in a conversation. And Eugenie says panacea, and Roland's got off the fence and gone for panacea. Let's see, an antidote is normally something that counteracts a poison. Yeah, so if you're bitten by a poisonous snake, you might need an antidote. Yeah, I guess it as an antidote, but an antidote to what? Yeah, whereas panacea is a much better word, which is the right answer, by the way. Panacea. A panacea is something that cures everything. Yeah, a solution or remedy for all difficulties. Good, Roland, and thank you, Vitali. A counterpoison. Antidote is a cure for poisoning, exactly, Sheed. And Renyard as well, that's very good. Yes, a universal cure. A prescription, this is the piece of paper that the doctor gives you so that you've got permission to go and get the medicine from the chemist, yeah, or the pharmacist. And a potion, well, a potion I think is like a magic potion, some sort of magic spell. And Alessandra, antidote, something that can be used to contrast the effect of poison, for example. Yeah, pan means everything, and Saya? Panacea. I guess Saya's talking about cure. You're my panacea then. Okay, that's great. Thank you, Laxina. So, very definitely, panacea is the answer. Good evening, Abid. Yes, Abid. You see, I've got your name finally, I hope. Thank you, Laxina. So, antidote has to have an object. Not necessarily, but in this case, because it doesn't fit so well. Yeah, no, this is the antidote. Yeah, this is the antidote to that poison. Not necessarily, Jerry, but in this case, if we're going to use it in this way, then we need to add something more to focus it on. Midnight in your country. So, thank you for coming, Abid, and I better read. There are many forms of mindfulness, but the most common techniques involve either focusing your breathing or paying intense attention to the sensations in your body. There is good evidence that these practices can help people to handle, cope, face, tackle, fight better with stress. Yet a handful of studies over the past few years have shown that they can also have some unexpected and undesired effects. So, to revolutionize ideas or plans, it means to change them in a new way. So, for example, the mobile phone has the smartphone has revolutionized internet. Yeah, it means to revolutionize ideas, to make people think in a different way, Williams. And so we've got cope for Vitali, for Victor, for MG. Portion and potion, very different, Renyard. Yes, count for cope, and so same for Manjira. Hi, Hadi. Saroj goes for Cope. So does Valentine, Laxina, Maria T. VG, thank you very much. Cope with. I'm going to ask that. So what about the prepositions with handle, face, tackle? Don't worry about fight. Yeah, also fight's not a good answer. Okay, Roland says cope with. P says cope. Sheed says cope. Laxina for cope better. To handle stress. Cope with stress. Thank you, VG. You knew where I was going. Very good, VG. And Ronan for cope. And that's PANACEA. Yeah, una PANACEA, Jerry. Very definitely. And cope with. Cope better with for Renyard and Hadi and Amin and Navanitha. So Eugenie, tackle doesn't take the preposition stress. Can help people tackle, I would say tackle stress better. Yeah, and that's why. Jerry says cope. And undesired and undesirable synonyms. Undesired, undesirable. No, because undesirable is negative and undesired just means you don't want it. Yeah, it doesn't mean it's bad. It might be bad, but if it's undesirable, you don't want it. If it's undesired, you don't want it. If it's undesirable, people generally don't want it. Phones evoke decadence to me, and Williams goes for cope as well. Tackle is transitive. Thank you for pointing that out, Laxina. Yeah, handle stress better. Cope with stress better. Face stress better. Again, tackle stress better. You could fight better with stress, but it's definitely cope. Yeah, this is a good word, to cope. Yeah, and thank you. Okay, let's put the next one up. Yeah, if something's undesired, it's unwanted, whereas something's undesirable, it's not a good thing. Yeah, this guy is undesirable. Yeah, don't have him near you because he'll probably nick your stuff. As in, this guy's undesired when I'm out with my girlfriend. Yeah, something undesired. Yeah. It's okay, Laxina. It's very easy to make mistakes. Yeah. Fidelity, to be faithful. Well, high fidelity. So, fidelity can mean very trustworthy. A dog is very faithful. Yeah, it has a lot of fidelity. Yeah, but also the translation bears a lot of fidelity with the original text. Is the same as, is faithful to. It works in the same way. Last year, for example, researchers from State University of New York showed that mindfulness can exaggerate people's selfish trends, tendencies, drifts, vogues. If a person is already individualist, then they become even less likely to help others after meditation. So, tendencies for Vitali, for Manji. Yeah. That's good, VG. Tendencies for MG, for Laxina, for Count, for Valentine, Maria T, Gertrudis. Great. Fidelity, devotion, loyalty. But also close to the original. Yeah? Or high fidelity. You can trust this equipment. Yeah? And they used to say that about records, a high fidelity recording. So Amin says tendency, so does P. Selfish tendencies for VG, for Hadi, for Sheed, for Ronan and Renyard. So you're all doing really well today. Yeah, a trend is what people generally tend to do. Yeah, a trend in fashion. A drift. I guess you might use drift here, but tendencies is a much better word. And a vogue. Vogues talks about fashions. Yeah? So for me, very definitely tendencies, as say Ronan, Renyard, AK and Roland as well. Okay. Fidelity, loyalty. Thank you, Saroj. Yeah? He's the fidelity of my students is amazing, and Eugenie goes for tendencies as well. Tendencies. Okay, and for Jerry as well. That's very good. Huh. Do you get my drift? Do you get the way I'm going? To drift means to move about in the water, a piece of driftwood, subject to the wind and the tide or the flow of water. Yeah, I think you've all chosen the same answer. Either you're getting better or I'm making the questions easier. I'm sure we'll come upon a difficult one at the moment. Absolutely a vogue, a prevailing fashion. That's why the magazine is called Vogue, very definitely. Okay, so it's a tendency, yeah? If we have a tendency to do something, we often do it. Okay, so, Pepax, great to have you. Lovely to see you. And Hafenbrack's new study examined whether our situation, status, shape, position, state of mind at the time of meditating and our social context might influence its effects on our behaviour. So, situation of mind, status of mind, shape of mind, position of mind, state of mind. Absolute collocation here. Okay, and Vitali for state, and the same for Maria T, and for Valentine, and for AK, and for Count, and Laxina, and Saroj, and MG. State of mind says VG. Renyard goes for state. Getrudis goes for state. What does a federal state mean? A federal state is one state that is part of a group of states that normally make up an area or a country, Williams. I'm definitely making it easy. I get the waft. Very good, P. And Manny. Hi, Manny. State of mind. Ronan says state of mind. So does Sheed. So does Hadi. Okay. And state for Roland, Manji, P, Jerry, and Navanitha. New York state of mind. Yeah, I'm in a New York state of mind. That's very good. Okay, this is the state of mind. Yeah, is how your mind is. Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you upbeat? Are you excited? Are you afraid? Yeah, and all of these things change you. So it's a common collocation. Very good, VG. So state, very definitely indeed. Okay, and okay, the next one. So hi, Sinakash, great to have you. In general, mindfulness seems to calm uncomfortable feelings, he says, which is incredibly useful if you feel overwhelmed, flooded, beaten, dismayed, conquered by pressure at work. Okay, so we've got lots of answers already, and I have a feeling you're all going to get this one as well. So Vitali goes for overwhelmed, so does AK, so does Valentin Laxina, Saroj, and but no warped ideas. And same for Maria T. What a better anti-stress therapy. Being with you, working out, reading grammar. That's good, Jerry. I'm glad you think like that. And overwhelmed for VG, overwhelmed for Getrudis, and for Count. Ronan goes flooded. Flooded by pressure at work. So Ronan, what's the preposition with flooded? Flooded, it's not by. And Hadi says overwhelmed, so does Manny, Jerry, and Sheed. Conquered, says Navanitha. But P goes for overwhelmed. I guess my studies are starting to pay off. They already have. I can see the difference in your comments, VG. Renyard goes dismayed. Okay. MG goes for overwhelmed. To whelm. Boof. Do we use to whelm in English? I guess to whelm, to cover, it's very unusual, Laxina. Yeah, we normally use it with either underwhelm or overwhelm. Exactly, Ronan. Flooded with pressure at work, and that would have worked. Yeah, you need to think about the prepositions, Ronan. To feel disheartened. No, to feel disheartened. Shrinkash. Yeah, you feel disheartened, to feel depressed. Overloaded by pressure. I would say overloaded with pressure again. Manji goes for overwhelmed. Polyglot. By practicing mindfulness meditation, we might realize who we really are. It's a good topic to talk about. Thank you. Flooded with, definitely, Ronan. And Valentine goes squashed by. Yes, I guess squashed by would work. And great to see you, Mohammed Abunaga. Lovely. Thank you for all your comments. And Hadi, flooded with, and so the same for Roland. Okay, so very definitely. You use the word whelm all the time. Wow. I don't think it's a word I would ever use. Talking about feeling. Edit. So Vitali, engulf and crush with weight. Yeah, to overwhelm. Yeah, so to overwhelm and to underwhelm. Dismay. Yeah, he looked at me in dismay, in surprise and worry. Yeah. Flooded with, yes. Beaten by, well, normally you're beaten by the opposition or beaten by your opponent. Yeah, so very definitely overwhelmed by pressure. Okay, and okay, the next one, yes, the next one's reasonably easy. Okay, edit. Engulf and crush with weight. Thank you, Vitali. Vitali's just such a help. Whelm is very formal and literary. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, and Manny, what are the right prepositions for each of these words? Overwhelmed by, flooded with, beaten by, dismayed at, conquered by. Okay, so we've got some answers. But negative emotions can give, serve, cater, put, take a useful purpose, particularly when it comes to moral decision making. Beaten by, very definitely, and we've got some answers. Okay, so Vitali goes for serve, so does Valentine, so does Count. After getting home, overwhelmed by lots of work, I was beaten by a group of drunk men. So Maria T goes for serve, so does AK and Patricia Getrudis and Pepax, and Lax and Renyard. By the way, why the article is very suitable. Okay, that's very good, Jerry. And Manji goes for serve. High vibes, great to see you. Replay the stream later. You're not unable to join, no problems, vibes. Great to see you. And Amin says serve. Hadi says serve. Ronan says serve. I think this is going to be a landslide victory for serve. Okay, UK DZ. Can I say my efforts started to be paid off? No, my efforts started to pay off without the passive, DZ. Yeah, something pays off. My efforts paid off. My efforts started to pay off, but not be paid off. And Roland says serve a purpose, and she says put. May it serve you well, says Pepax. I've jumped. Now Vanitha says serve. I want to set up a WhatsApp group for Alex is faithful without thee. Thank you, Ronan. I would love you to do that. Okay, and MG says serve. Notice a purpose. Serve a purpose. What would be the preposition with cater? Yeah, what would be the preposition with cater? Yeah, okay, something serves a purpose. gives a purpose to something. I guess it could give a useful purpose particularly, but no, it's serve a purpose. That something is useful. Yeah. So to serve a purpose would be a great thing. Yeah. Okay. To serve a purpose. So what's the preposition that would go with cater? Is there a way I can make tea last more than 3 days? It's the fourth time the tea I made, and it only lasted 1 day because it went off. Tea you need to drink freshly. You ought to ask Manji or AK about tea. I know they know a lot more about tea than I do. And Vitali says cater 4, cater 2, and so does Ronan. And AK says cater 2. And here. Okay, that sounds really good. Yeah, please do join Ronan's WhatsApp group for fans. Patricia says cater with. No, cater 4, cater 2. And cater 4 for count as well. You're drinking tea at the moment. I may be British, but tea is not my cup of tea, as you might say. It's a funny one, that. I'm not a great fan of tea or coffee either as well. Yeah? Okay, and cater 4 for Haddy and for Renyard as well. So, we're ready with the next one. Guilt, for example, can motivate us to apologise when we've hurt someone else, or to take amends action, take reparative action that might unmake, undo, repeal, untie, unleash some of the damage we've done. If mindful meditation leads us to ignore that emotion, it could therefore prevent us from righting our wrongs, suspected Hafenbrack. So, Vitali says amends. Also 4, says Patricia, definitely. Vitali changes to undo. No, goes for amends and undo, sorry. Yeah, and Laxina goes for amends or undo. And Valentine goes for reparative. And Manji's going to think about the first one and goes for undo. AK goes for amends. And Maria T goes for amends. You're absolutely right, VG. Thank you very much for that. Yeah. AMENDS. And AK goes for undo, Jerry for reparative and undo, Ronan for reparative, Pepax for amends and unmake, Manny for reparative and undo, Amin reparative undo, Sheed amends and unleashed, MG for reparative. Yeah. 1M. Yep, I've changed it. Thank you, Vitali. Reparative and undo for Renyard. Amends for Avanitha. So, take amends. What's the verb that goes with amends? So, count goes for reparative and undo. Amend and undo for Haddy. Reparative action and undo for VG. MG for undo. Manji goes for amends, reparative and undo for Patricia. What? So say that again, AK? I heard make amends. To take amends? I've never heard of to take amends. Yeah, it's to make amends. Yeah, if that was a make, to make amends, that would work, but it's not. That's funny. Okay, thanks. I was about to think it's another word. Take reparative. Yes, take reparative action. Make, absolutely AK. Make amends for. Normally make amends for what you've done. I made amends for what I did to somebody. Yes, make amends, make amends, make amends. Absolutely. Yep. And therefore it's not take amends action. No, take action. Look here, the collocation is to take action, and this reparative is an adjective talking about the action. Yeah, and then hair. Yep. Hair, that's very good. You also probably should have got the fact that I made a spelling mistake. Take action. Exactly, that's the point, Vitali. Okay, and that might unmake, undo, repeal, untie, unleash. So let's see. Damage. You don't make damage, you do damage. So it can't be unmake. What does repeal mean? Yeah? What is to repeal? Nobody's chosen it, but what is to repeal? To untie damage. You don't untie damage. Yeah, you untie your shoelaces. And to unleash means to let free. So the mad scientist unleashed the virus upon an unsuspecting world. A leash is a rope that you hold your dog with, and you unleash, you let free, particularly to unleash something very bad, yeah? But you don't unleash the damage, not at all. It's got to be undo. You need to contact Ronan with a private message, yeah? Okay, to repeal, to abolish, particularly a law. This law has been repealed, yeah? Unleash is the one who makes zero sense. Absolutely, VG. And Rekka, great to have you. Unleash. No, to unleash means to let free, yeah? To unleash something bad. Make amends, of course. My bad. I like that, my bad, Manji. Yeah. Repeal, annul, rescind. That's very good. Put leash on. Yes, to put a leash on. Put a leash on your dog. Dog should be on a leash. Yeah. He unleashed his vicious dog against me. Primeval passion. I like the AEP. Yeah, I much prefer that. So, to take reparative action and might undo, you undo the damage. Reverse the damage to undo. Yeah, it's okay, Vladimir, you're here now. Yeah, and repeal an act. Absolutely, Patricia, very definitely. Okay, so let's continue to the next one. Repeal, to cancel, but normally a law, most commonly to repeal a law, yeah, to repeal a statute, repeal something legal, yeah, and that's really the idea. So you do damage and then you try to undo it as best you can. Okay, so to find out, he designed a series of 8 experiments involving a total sample of 1,400 people, using a variety of methods. In one, the participants were asked to remember and write about a situation that had made them feel guilty. Half were then asked to practice a mindfulness exercise which directed their focus to their breathing, while others were told to allow their minds to stroll, wander, traipse, trek, veer freely. So, unleash his anger. Unleashed his anger. That's a good example, Manji. Okay. And Vitali says wander. And repeal. Apelar. That's to appeal. Apelar, apelación, Jerry. No, to repeal, cancelar. Yeah, cancelar una ley. Okay, so Laxina says wander. Manny goes for wander. Say reparative. And Count goes for wander. And Brainyard for wander. And Roland for wander. And MG and Amina Maria T, and wander for Ronan, and wander for Sheed, and wander for Manji, and wander for Hadi, and AK goes for traipse. So what does to traipse mean? Yeah, what's the nuance with traipse, AK? That's an interesting choice. Okay, I'll go for a wander, but I haven't the foggiest. And Naif, hi Naif. Naif says wander, and so does Patricia. Okay. So, and Rekka goes for wander as well. Okay, we've got an overwhelming opinion that goes for wander. As in a fish named Wanda. Yeah? Wander and wonder. I'm wondering what's happening while I'm wandering around the room. To stroll freely. No, your mind wanders. Yeah, you need to concentrate. You mustn't let your mind wander. We use this particularly commonly with the mind. Yeah? Okay, and Eugenie says wander. Okay, so to traipse. Yeah, to traipse means to walk a long way. Traipse carries the nuance of being tired. I had to traipse all over town. Yeah. Wander, wonder. Wander, wonder. The pronunciation is the other way round. So wander with an A, wonder with an O. It should be the other way round. And Renyard, deep in sleep's mystery, my will is free, to wander carelessly. Wonder World, Uriah Heep. Wow, that dates you. Uriah Heep, that's brilliant. and Pepak says, not all who wander are lost. To traipse, to trudge, that's a brilliant synonym, Vitali. Thank you. Yeah, trekking. Yeah, trekking is where you go hiking. Yeah, we went trekking on the moors. Yeah, it's a very good one for both of you. I like Renyard's and I like Pepax's. Both very good. Okay, so yeah, I traipsed all over town. I had to traipse 30 kilometers. Wonder and wander have opposite pronunciation, same worm and warm. Absolutely, VG. Yeah. To jog freely. I'm not very happy with jog either, Valentine. Yeah? Gandalf is cool. That's very good. To jog freely. No, to wander freely. Your mind wanders. What about this verb to veer? Yeah? To veer. To turn. Yeah? To roam. To roam freely. Yes, roam would definitely work, Naif. Are adages vernacular, as in vernacular music? In the vernacular. Maybe they could be, but not necessarily. To meander freely, that definitely works, and so does roam, as Naif said. To bear off, to veer off, that's very good, Haddy, thank you. Veer off here, to veer, to turn, to change direction. Patricia, if you're wandering around the room, there'll be a breath of fresh air. Waft it towards you. Okay, and rove as well from Naif. That sounds great. Okay, and let's see. Okay, we're going to have another one coming up now. To veer, to swerve, zigzag, etc. Zigzag, zigzag, to veer from side to side. Okay, and here we go. We got another one. Afterwards, the participants were asked to take a questionnaire that measured their feelings of guilt. They also had to imagine that they had been given $100. Their task was to estimate how much they would be compliant, prone, wishing, amiable, willing to donate to the person they had wronged for a birthday surprise. Veer to the left, veer to the right. Turn to the left, turn to the right. Very good, P, thank you. And so Vitali goes for willing, and so does Lax and AK and Count and Manny and Roland and Maria T and Amin and Pepax and Renyard and Valentine. So this is going to be a landslide for willing. Willing to donate. Willing plus an infinitive. Very good. Yeah, mind they would be prone to donate. Prone to means if you're prone to something, either you tend to do it or you have a weakness for it. Would be compliant to donate. Somebody who's compliant is obeying orders. Somebody who's amiable is friendly. Would be wishing to donate. No, would be wanting to donate, but even would be wishing. I don't like that would be. Would be willing. Notice here is an willing is an they would be willing is an adjective, whereas wishing here is a verb. Okay, so thanks for the Zephyr. Okay, let's see. So Gertrudis for willing to for VG. And Manji for willing, Sheed for compliant. If somebody's compliant, it's easy to get them to do what you want. So if you have a class of 7-year-old kids, they're very compliant. Whereas if you have a class of 13-year-old kids, they are almost not compliant at all. Okay, so Rekha goes for willing, so does Ronan, so does Hadi, so does Patricia. Amiable, friendly, absolutely AK. A sweet for willing, quite correct, Manny. He's prone to depression, prone to adjective. Yeah, Knife says, I think prone might work. Might be prone to donate. I don't like it very much, Knife. Would desiring to work. They would be desiring to donate. You see, my problem is be desiring. They would desire, they would wish. Yeah, it's this ing that makes it very dodgy. They would, how much they would wish, they would want, they would desire, might work better as a simple tense. So Hadi says amiable, amicable. Amiable reminds me of the French word for friend. Yeah, ami. Yeah, absolutely. Think about amigo. Yeah, and I'm sure the same in Brasileiro as well, VG. They would be able, well, they would be able, I guess able, but the meaning of amenable, so amiable. Somebody is amiable, somebody is very friendly. So, for example, I think all of the people in this live stream are extremely amiable, very friendly. He's a very amiable man. Yeah, I have such amiable students. Amiable meaning friendly. For the Zephyr, the bizet, the bisou, or the baiser. Okay, for the kiss. Okay, exactly. So, how much they would be willing, definitely. They would be willing to give the person they had wronged. Ooh. Okay. I think the next one you're going to be able to get, but we'll see. The next one, I would say, is medium difficulty. Amiable, ami, etc. are cognates. Yes. Amigable. Yeah. So, Victor, VG, eres muy amigable. What about feign? For feigns, feign. I'm not very happy with it. So, if you would, Vitaly, give us a good definition of feign. Camaraderie. And baiser. So, we've got an answer. So, Maria Traspasso says less remorse. I better read this. As Hafenbrack had suspected, the participants who had done the mindfulness meditation reported less grief, woe, remorse, humiliation, and they were substantially less generous towards the person they had wronged. On average, they were willing to donate just $33.39, while those who had simply let their minds wander, notice wandering minds, were willing to give $40.70, a nearly 20% difference. Okay, so we're definitely getting answers here. Yes, so remorse for Maria T, for Manny, for Ronan, for Victor, for Valentine, for Navanitha, for Lax, for Sheed, for Count Beauty, for MG, for Renyard. Hi Sherwin, great to see you. Sherwin says grief. Pepak says what is woe? Gertrudis goes for remorse. Patricia goes for remorse. Is the verb wrong, to wrong, used much in real life? I think it's much more formal, VG. Yeah, I'm sorry I have wronged you. Yeah, I think wrong as an adjective very common, but to wrong someone, it means to do something that's hurtful, that hurts them. And happy Sunday, Brent, great to see you. And Jerry goes for grief, Amin goes for remorse, Roland for remorse. Yeah. VG, I think not, to me, yes. Okay, and Misato, hi Misato, goes for remorse, and so does Hadi. So what about this word woe? Yeah? Woe. Woe is extreme sadness. He is always full of woe. Monday's child is full of grace. Tuesday's yeah, Wednesday's child is full of woe. That's what I was thinking. So remorse for APL, for Vitali, and Alonso Trevino. Woe to those who don't pay taxes. Yeah, woe, sadness. Yeah, grief. Yeah, I think grief is more like mourning. Grief is extreme sadness. Woe can also be a warning. Would messed up with, would work instead of wronged. With, I messed up. I would just use it, just messed up. I'm sorry I messed up. Yeah, but messed up is just made a mistake, VG. Okay, so very definitely remorse is the right idea. Woe, distress, grief, extreme sadness, humiliation is embarrassment. So remorse is definitely the right answer. Yeah, woeful. This project was woefully underfunded, distressingly underfunded. Ah, that's a bit better. Okay, so grief is more to do with mourning and sadness. Woe is you feel distress. Remorse. Remorse, Rekka, is when you feel bad about something you've done wrong. So, I was very rude to my friend and I feel a lot of remorse. I feel really bad about it. I feel very remorseful. Yeah? Okay, in another experiment, Hafenbrack detached, isolated, shared, divided participants by 3 groups. Some practiced mindful breathing while others were told to let their minds wander, and a third group browsed the web. Okay, this one's easy. Yeah. Remorse. So, let's see, regret. Yes, that's a good word, Brent. I like it. Woe, dismal. Yes, very good, Hadi. Okay, so we've got divided for Laxina, for Vitali, for Maria T. All of you going through it. Divided into for Count, for Valentine. Okay, Laxina adds into. Mani, divided. AK, divided. Manjira, divided. Let's see Sheed. If they're isolated, they're put in complete separation so that they can't see each other. Yeah? And VG divided into. What does so Sumit, woe, something that's depressing, something that's sorry about that, something that distresses you, something that makes you feel bad, sadness, discomfort. Okay, so where was I? Yes, Pepax goes for into, head through this divided into. Wednesday's child is full of woe. Thursday's child has far to go. Friday's child is loving and giving. And Saturday's child works hard for his living. But the child that is born on the Sabbath day is bonny and blithe and good and gay. So, Roland goes for divided into, Manny for divided into groups. Okay, she divided, it's much better. Navanitha, isolated. If something's isolated, it's in complete separation to everything else. So I guess they could be isolated, the participants, into 3 groups, but the groups are put in a locked room or a room. And so Misato goes for divided, so does Jerry. Thank you, Darkness. And Jerry for into, Renyard for divided into, Hadi, Ronan, and P for high, divided into. Remorse, qualms, to feel bad about something. I like that word, qualms. Yeah, you feel guilty about it, you feel bad about it. And Rekha goes for divided into, and so does Sherwin. The worst feeling of remorse a person can have is when someone they wronged died and they can't apologise for what they did. Can I use split? Absolutely, Brent. I was wondering about putting split here, but if I put split, it's just as good as divided, and then there's no clear answer. And Sumit. Okay. And Hadi says into. Disgruntled. If you're disgruntled, you're in a bad mood. Split and divide are synonyms most of the times, unless there's a collocation that you can't change. Absolutely, VG. So, divided and to divide into. Very definitely. This one was really easy. And let's put... oh, yes. I like this next one. Okay, you're going to get this one easily, I'm sure of it. I'm sure about it. Yeah? Okay, yes, so as VG says, split and divide are the same thing. Yeah? I'm trying to think. Yeah, you're trying to split hairs, for example. I love the word qualms. Yep, thanks to Vitaly, we've got this word qualms. It's a really good synonym for remorse. Yeah, I've got qualms about doing it. Maybe it would be possible on their grave. Yeah, but it's better if you can say it to them directly, I guess. And disgruntled, sulky, bad-tempered. Yeah, he's always very disgruntled in the mornings. And we've got the first answer from AK here. The participants were then asked to write a letter of apology to a person they had wronged, which 2 independent judges then rated according to whether the individual took responsibility for the actions and whether they offered to make up for the wrongdoing. An high quality, hearty, heartfelt, eager, zealous, hot-blooded apology would include both elements. It can't be Anne. That's funny. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so AK goes for heartfelt, and Maria Traspasso hearty, VG heartfelt, Ronan heartfelt, Count goes for hearty. Separate as a synonym of isolate. To separate from everyone else. Yes, I guess to put in a separate place might work, Alonso. And Vitaly goes for heartfelt, so does Navanitha, Valentine, Hadi, Sheed, Manji, Roland. Jerry goes for hearty. And Patricia goes for heartfelt. Pepax, heartfelt I feel. Here, I like the word jealous. So, heartfelt apology is a collocation. Absolutely, VG. And that's the point. Let's see, something that is hearty. So, a hearty is where you put lots of enthusiasm into it. Whereas something that's heartfelt, it means you feel it in your heart. Yeah? His apology came from the heart. So somebody could make a very hearty apology, a strong, loud one with lots of good words, but they don't actually mean it. It's not heartfelt. Yeah? You have a hearty breakfast. So eager, an eager apology. Yeah, you could make an eager apology. I really want to apologize. Zealous, full of zeal, full of energy. And if somebody's hot-blooded, they decide to do things just far too quickly. Yeah, he's very hot-blooded and decides to do things without really thinking about it. So, Makabuya, good evening. Yes, do come. It's great to have you. Heartfelt, sincere, from the heart. Exactly, Manji. Yeah. Okay, and Rekha goes for heartfelt. A hearty welcome. Yeah, but that's the point, Vitali. Is a hearty welcome heartfelt or not? Yeah, because I know people who give everybody a hearty welcome, even if they hate their guts. Yeah, whereas heartfelt, it comes from the heart and it's serious. Yeah, a hearty breakfast, a hearty laugh. Those are good synonyms, Roland, good collocations from both Roland and Patricia. Okay, so if something's heartfelt, you feel it from your heart. Yeah? Heartfelt. Yeah, it's felt by the heart. Whereas eager, you want to do it. Zealous, full of energy. Hearty, full of energy. And hot blood, overexcited. Yeah, nearly 1 hour. We're nearly there. 53 minutes. Yeah, we'll do a few more yet. Ooh. Okay, hearty sounds like a cute pet name. Why? Yeah, well, maybe you're going to eat it. Your hearty breakfast. Hearty. Yeah, something that hearty. Somebody who does everything with full of energy and zest and zeal and vim and vigour. Yeah? Okay, in line with Hafenbrack's hypothesis, the people who practiced mindfulness offered less sincere apologies, so they were less heartfelt than those in either of the control conditions. This again suggested that the practice had faded, muted, lacklustered, gagged, corked up their feelings of guilt, and as a result their willingness to make amends. Okay, so faded, muted, lacklustered, gagged, corked up. My heartfelt condolences. That's very good. Hearty congratulations. Those are good collocations, Rekka. Okay, this one's going to be interesting. So, Valentine goes for faded, Count for faded, Laxina for faded, Pepax goes for lacklustered. They'd lacklustered their feelings. Vitali says corked up. Maria T goes for corked up. Jerry for fade. So many happy belated returns. We celebrated my progress to death. Yay. One day closer to death. That's Pink Floyd. It is such a GRE work that I learned. I hope it fits. So she goes for gagged. Renyard goes for faded. Patricia goes for muted. Navanitha goes for faded. My passion's faded with the years. Happy belated birthday, Laxina. Good English, VG. Haddy goes for faded. Yeah. And Arash, hi Arash, great to have you, goes for faded as well. We've got a wide set of views. Corked up, says Roland. Lackluster. Yes, but so, lackluster. Is it a verb or an adjective, Pepax? And Macabuya goes for gagged. Ooh. So lackluster is a brilliant word, but is it a verb? Is it a verb? No, it's not. It's an adjective. You can't have this ed. Yeah? A lackluster performance. It's not a verb, Sherwin, I'm sorry. So VG goes for faded. It had faded their feelings. So notice, firstly, something fades. The colour fades. Yeah? The sunlight faded the curtains. Yeah? This practice faded their feelings of guilt. To fade is to reduce in intensity, to reduce in colour. I can see how people might choose faded, but it's not. Okay, and P's wondering about corked up, and Ronan says faded, Laxina smiles, Manjira goes for gagged. So to gag is to put something in somebody's mouth so that they can't speak. Yeah? Very interesting. Okay, lacking interest. Yeah, lackluster, without shine. Luster is shine. That's my pleasure, Sherwin. And gagged is your third one. This is very interesting. I would definitely have a first or a second. Her lackluster hair needs care. Absolutely, Manji, but you can't use it as a verb. So it had gagged their feelings of... I think to gag is to stop somebody from talking. Yeah? So, no, I don't like hair. Lackluster. US. Hair. Okay, yes, okay, I probably should have put RE, shouldn't I? Lackluster, mediocre, very good, Alonso, I love it. So we're still trying to get the right answer to this. So I'm going to help you. It's not gagged. To gag is to stop somebody talking. I can understand why some of you chose it, but not. So it's not faded, it's not lacklustered, and it's not gagged. The right answer here was muted. Okay, muted, yeah, although, okay, is to not allow yourself to express your feelings, to bottle up, yeah, so the practice had corked up their feelings, but I think if you cork something up, you do this on purpose, yeah. We're between corked up and muted. Corked up, I might accept corked up, but muted is the right answer. If you cork something up, you're doing this on purpose, whereas muted is to reduce the intensity of, or to completely press the mute button. Okay, so let's try just one more, and the next one is really easy, and this will be the last one for today. Bottle something up, absolutely. Pent up feeling, good, that's a good phrase, Hadi. Yeah, is corked up, whereas to mute, to decrease the intensity of, or to stop completely. Yeah, well done, Patricia. I noted that. You, in the face of lots and lots and lots of other answers, went for it. Vitali, there's an idea of suppression, so cork up would be the right choice. I know, I saw that, Vitali. You went for muted first. Yeah? Okay, and the remaining experiment suggested that this is true in many different situations, including business decision making that might affect, impinge, afflict, pertain social justice. So everybody's going to get this one right. I know it. And we've got effect with an A for Vitali, for Count, for Maria T, for Renyard, for Laxina, for MG. First you mute and then you cork up. Yes, that's very good, P. I love it. She goes for effect. Gertrudis for effect. Navanitha for effect. AK for effect. Macabuya for effect as well. We're going to have a landslide for effect. So, pertain. Well, pertain to afflict. An affliction is something that affects very badly. To impinge on, to have effect on. So, Merdien, hi Merdien. Okay, continuous form in English. Can we use continuous forms in English after when? Okay, when this is happening. I actually did answer this question in my answers to questions, Merdien. Yeah, so when you are doing this, be very careful. When you are walking home, you should be very careful. Yeah, I gave quite a long explanation of this, Murdian, in my answers to students' questions. Okay, and Jerry goes for effect. Effect is the only verb I know. Effect is also a verb, but it's not suitable. Very good, VG. Alonso goes for effect, so does Manji, so does Sherwin, so does Hadi, so does VG, Roland, Patricia, well done, P. To effect a change, to affect social justice. Very good, VG. To impinge on something, that's exactly it. To afflict is to affect very badly. We've been afflicted by this COVID virus for over 2 years. He was afflicted by an incurable disease, an affliction, a disease or something that affects badly. The crops have been afflicted by the pests, to pertain to belong to comprise, as Hadi says. Yeah, no, it was very good, P. And Vitali, when painting, choose a good brush, etc. Very good. Okay, afflict, a plague, to plague. I like that. Thank you for that synonym. So the right answer here is very definitely affect. And that's the last one today. So I think they've been reasonably easy today. I think you've been very lucky. I'll have to find a more difficult article, because I think we're coming towards the end of this one. Well, we're nearly there, yes, not very far to go. Okay, so thank you all for coming. It's been wonderful to have you. You're a brilliant group. That's where we got to. Let me put some X's, and that will be the 27th of March. Okay, and Rekka says effect. Very good. Thank you all very much. So if you want to join Ronan's WhatsApp group, send him a private message. Okay, I'm sure you can work out how to do this. Pneumonia is afflicting many people. Very good. Vitali, it's a pleasure to have you. Thanks for coming, Vici. Lovely to see you get through this. Thank you, Count. Stay safe and look after yourself. We're afflicted with the neighbour's affection. This guy is a total affliction. Thank you, P. Thanks for coming. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Roland. Thank you, MG and Maria T. Toodle pip, Vitali. Thank you for coming, Manji. Bye-bye, Lax. That's brilliant, Ronan. As I said, if you want to join Ronan's WhatsApp group, send him a private message. Yeah? Sheed, thank you for coming, Sheed. Great to see you live. And thanks for coming, AK. Maybe I'm going to call you 47. I'm going to think about this. I'm glad you could come as well, VG. Thank you very much, Renyard. And thanks for coming, Sherwin. Okay, but these articles are by the BBC. I'm trying to choose something challenging. Thank you, P, for coming. Thank you, Valentine. Gracias, Alonso Emmanuel Trevino. May the power be with all of us. That sounds a very nice blessing. Okay, so I'm going to turn off the stream, but I'm going to leave the chat so you can talk to each other for a few minutes if you want to. Take care and